Howdy y'all, TheJTJ here with Microsoft Word tutorial number 2, new document. So if you're working on a document or you have Word open and you wanted to create a new document, you would just go to File, you would go to New, and it'll bring up the new document. Now remember, you can always load a template or search for a template by selecting this box. If you wanted to look for anything specific like a syllabus or a resume template, you could type it in here and it would show up. However, if you want to start with a blank document, it's your first choice in line. Go ahead and click that. Now a new blank document has been opened. So we can go ahead and, before we do anything else, it's a very good policy to save your Word file. Now, you might say, hey, I've only spent 5 minutes working on this, or I'll just do it in the next 10 minutes. Well, 10 minutes worth of work, if the file actually gets shut down or your computer loses power and you've lost it, well, that's 10 minutes lost. So you might as well save it first thing. So there's a couple different ways to do that. You can come to this button in the top left corner. You can also use the quick command, Control S. You can go to File and Save. Now the difference between Save and Save As is this. Saving a file overwrites the file. So if I'm working on a document, I write a couple sentences and I hit save, then I write a couple more and I hit save, then I make some changes and I erase those erase those sentences and hit save again, my document's going to be blank. It's going to have erased those sentences. Save as creates a new document. So if I'm working on a document and I want to save as, generally speaking, I'm going to make a cloned copy of it. I'm going to make a copy of that document. That's very useful if you're trying to, make different versions of a document, or you want to save your progress. If you're writing a long thesis or something that's, over 10 or 15 pages, you want to save multiple copies. If something screws up with the formatting or you get corrupted in your final version, you don't have to go back that far. But the first time you save a document, you can select either one of these and it'll do the same thing. So we'll just go ahead and hit save. Now, if you've saved something in Word recently, it'll show up here. If you haven't, you'll need to come to this side and go to Browse. Once you hit Browse, it'll bring up the Windows file browser, and you can search through all your folders and stuff and figure out where you want to save your document. So I'm going to click here. Now notice that I've already made a file here. I've already made a folder here, and I want to save my document in that. Now, just because you see the folder doesn't mean you're inside of it. So if you see the folder, you'll need to double click on it to open it up. Now, there's already a Word document in here. I want to name my file correctly. So the way we'll do that, so I've named it TheJTJ_2. Now, what I want you to notice is that underscores are very important when you're naming files, and naming your files properly really helps with management, because if you know the way you name your files, you can always run a search to find files that you misplaced. It's easy to understand what you have, and underscores are nice to separate things out, especially if you're doing academic work and you know you're going to have a lot of reports, or you're going to have to turn things in with your name and your class period. Separating things with an underscore is really handy to keep track. So now that I've named that, all you have to do is hit save. So let's back up 1 second. If I start to type in a file name and in the source folder there's a similar named file, you can always click on that. Now what that's done is that's taken the name of this and put it there. If I hit save, it will try to overwrite that file. So what can be handy in a lot of instances is just clicking and then adding a character to that. That will keep it from overwriting the original file, but it'll keep the name. So if you had you want to name your file similarly with your name, your class period, and the date or something, you could do that real easily just by clicking on that drop down. So there you have it. Your file has been saved in your folder. Now you know that it's been saved because it will change from document 1, 2, 3, or 4 to the actual name that you've named it. Now you can begin typing. working on your document. If you want to save it as you go, remember that you should click the disk, hit Control S, or come back here to save. And that's all you have to do. Please join us for our next tutorial, Microsoft Word tutorial number 3, copy and paste. Thanks for watching.